Well, I forgot to film actually putting the seal on, but I did tighten it down. But anyway, it went on beautifully. Now we're going to drill out these holes here. We're going to drill and tap them. Now, as a good little tip, the hole is about 6.5 millimeters in the aluminium housing. And we're going to use that as a guide. So I've got a 6.5 millimeter drill on here, and what we're going to do is dimple the block at the back where the bolts are supposed to go into, and put just a little point into the block so that when we do drill it out to 5 millimeter, which is the tapping size, we should have a nice central job. Now, it's up to you how to get these square, but we use that as a guide. There. There. Probably didn't see that because my head was in front of it. I just drilled it out just a little bit. Like I say, there's the point of the drill. Like that, look. So the point now, when we drill it out, is going to be nice and central. It's not going to be offset. So now, we want a 5 millimeter drill. And we're only going to go in around about 10 millimeters. Get it square. Going in. Do this one a bit. There. Air gun. Where the heck is that? It's a bit tricky to measure down that hole because we actually can't get our caliper right to down to the bottom of the hole, but let's see what we can do. Right, there's our bolt. So we want just a little bit more, just a wee bit more. Because, well, I'll tell you. Having a nice sharp drill really helps. Right. Let's see what that's like. Now what we could do with is something to poke into that hole. Yeah, let's use a drill bit. That's a bit smaller. I'm going to put my thumb against the edge of the housing here. So we've gone in that deep. And our bolt is there. So we need to go a little bit deeper because we've got to take into account the thickness of the metal, because the hole here is recessed. We'll go a little bit deeper. Like the drill, we'll go a bit deeper. What have we got now? Oh, that's going to be good. Look, You see, that's the depth of the hole from the aluminium casting on the outside. That's 20 millimeters. So we take that into account. That's going to be just about right. Might just do a little bit more for look, because we can. Let's do it. Let's do a little bit more. I don't think we're going to drill all the way through the engine. We said drilling all the way through the engine. Right, that's going to do. Right, so the next bit we're going to tap out the hole. For this we're going to use our quality taps, because they come in a first, second and third. For those who don't know, let's get this right. You can see the tapers of the taps is steep. There's no threads right down to the bottom. So this is number 1, number 2 and number 3. Number 3 is usually a bottoming tap. Alright, a lot of these drill sets come like this, but we're tapping through a blind hole. So I'm going to go to the bottom. Now I'm going to use, on this instance, this little handy dandy extended tap wrench, because I can't get my regular tap wrench in there. What we're going to do is put some tapping oil onto the... Now again, these are 6 millimeters. It'd be helpful if I tap the bloody thing. Right, there we go. And backwards and forwards all the time, backwards and forwards. And you'll feel it when it bottoms out. Oh, I said bottom. There. That's bottomed out there. My stomach's grumbling. I don't know what's just had breakfast. So we'll take that out and we'll do the other side. Now we're going to clean off our tap. You can see it there. Always put them nice and clean when you put them back in your box. And then we're going to get the number 2 and do that again. This tap wrench is a ratcheting one as well, but damn handy for getting into distances. But when I got it, it broke, and you can see I've got a good almighty roll pin in there, and the pin snapped, so therefore it turned. So I put a big roll pin in there, and I made it long enough so I can get it in and out, so don't catch your fingers. That's just another hot tip, I don't know why I told you that. So let's blow out the holes as well. That, again, bit of tapping oil. Let's go through that again. I think my belly thinks it's time to eat again. And this will start to square off the bottom of the hole. This one's not so important for going backwards and forwards with, it's the initial one, because we're only tapping the last few threads, and you'll see how much how many filings come off this. It's not many. There, you see? Not many at all, is there? So we'll go and do the other side, and then we'll do number 3. Well, here's something I didn't realise. The place where you put your bolt, with a standard flanged bolt, won't quite go in. So what we've got to do is we've got to put this in a drill chuck and go to the grinder and just turn this flange down so it goes in. It must be a special bolt they've put in it. Well, you can see there, it sits on the flange. So I've come to realise that it needs an M6 Allen bolt rather than a hex flanged bolt. In the workshop manual for the HS 2.8 it shows a picture of a bolt, but they don't just go in, they're too big, so we use an Allen bolt and they fit beautifully. Only problem now is, how do I find out what 9 Newton meters is on an Allen bolt? I've got an idea. Adapters. I've had these ball-ended Allen keys here for 3/8, and I've had them for ages, never really used them in anger. So I put a little adapter onto there, onto a quarter drive. Here's my little quarter drive one. Tighten them down. That's all she's getting. So there's one to remember. Allen bolts. Right, next we're going to fit the flywheel. It's a bit heavy, but I wanted to show you because we've done this before. There are actually 2 notches in the flywheel. This small one is for your pin for timing, but there's another one here, a bigger one, and a lot of people make a mistake of putting it into this one. Can't get the timing right. That's no good, is it? Right. That's why we put 2 long bolts in here, so we get the flywheel. There. Bit fiddly, but doable. You missed that, didn't you? That's why we put 2 long bolts in here, so we've got something to grab hold of instead of pinching your fingers. Now the next thing I'm going to do, before I bolt it down, I'm going to take the bushing out of here and I'm going to replace it, the pilot bush, spigot bush, whatever you want to call it, because it'll be dry as a bone. It's never been out for, well, 230,000 kilometres. So I'm going to take that out and we're going to fit a new one. Right, to take the bush out, we're going to use this expanding tool here. You wind this bolt down, it expands here to put inside a blind hole, and hopefully we can get it out with this little slide hammer. I already have some new bushes that's been soaking in oil for years, so as soon as they come out of the packet they go into an oil bath and they're there for a long time. Let me see if I can move this camera around a bit better, because I am absolutely out of space. Maybe you can see that. I'm going to put that into there. I'm going to tighten up this key here. So it's got a nice grip. Then we're going to use this slide hammer, hopefully. It doesn't help when things are on a pivot movement on the lift, but you'll be wondering why I haven't bolted it down yet. Well, if this doesn't come out with this, then I've got a, like we say, a puller that goes around here, but it'll catch on the bolt, so we'll have a go at this. There we go, got it out. Don't catch your fingers in that bit when you're banging it away. So now we'll fit the new bush. Right, so this is the tool we use. We use our clutch aligning tool. We put a little washer on there, put the bush on here, and then we bang here, like this. We'll go a little bit deeper. There we go. We'll go a little bit deeper. There. Perfect. Right, we're going to do a bit of cheating now. because sometimes tightening the bolts up is difficult, but we have these torque bars for tightening wheel nuts up. It's supposed to be 156 Newton meters, and this bar here is rated for 150 Newton meters. So when you put it on your gun, thus, this will twist without tightening the bolt up too much. You'll see. So there. Now, just to double check that, I think we'll go around it with the torque wrench again. We'll put a bar in here and hold it tight, and hopefully this will hold whilst we tighten it up. But I think that's a better idea, actually. Tricky job to do on the hoist, but just trying to double check and make sure they're not loose. Yeah, they're good. They're not tightening up more. Okay, I think we're good with that. Good. Right, take that off. Take these bolts out. Now we can fit the clutch. Now we are going to fit a new clutch, and I need to change my battery on here, so back in a tick. So this is the plate we're going to fit. It's a Bearmark heavy duty clutch. This is the one that came out. A bit rattly, a bit tight. I measured it up, and this was 2mm down from this one, so it was a bit worn. It has got 120,000 clicks on it. But, you know, it hasn't gone through the rivets yet, so that is good. Right, so we're going to put our clutch aligning tool on. Notice on the better quality ones it says gearbox side. You can't actually put them the wrong way around, you know. So this is a gearbox side, but usually it's marked flywheel side, but these plates will only go on one way, which isn't a bad thing, is it? Put your spline in. There. We'll use a bit of acetone on this because I just don't trust that brake cleaner anymore. We just want to take off the factory protection, you know, and any dirt that's on, well, dirt or machining stuff. Yeah, I'm happy with that. But like I say, it's surprising how much muck's on it. Look at the muck in there. Oh, this is by Clutch Fix. I suppose that's a good mate, is it? Right, the bolts. I'm just going to put a couple of temporary ones in first, then I'll put some Loctite on. Right, I think it goes on like this. Like that. Belt and braces on these jobs. We're going to put Loctite on them as well. Tell you something, next job I do, I won't have all that test bench and stuff like that and engines kicking about. I just can't bloody move down here now. So we're going to put a bit of Loctite on the threads as well as the spring washer. I'm just going to wind them down with this electric gun for now. Right, just let's wind them down a little bit. We're not going to torque it down with this, just saves a little bit of time. And you can see the fingers are flattening out as we tighten it down. Right, so now we need to get torque wrench on there. And what's that tightened down to? What did I say? Flywheel. Oh no, we've done that one. Clutch 34. always opposite. I'm just going to jam the bloody thing up. Excellent. Always pays to check them. So now by using one of these old input shafts of a Land Rover, we can guarantee that that is spot on when it comes to line the clutch up, because you can get a lot of problems lining those things up.